You know, anyone can say I love you. Words are easy. They roll off the tongue without much effort. But consistency, that's where love lives. That's where the truth shows up. Because when a man truly loves you, you won't have to question his intentions. You'll see them in his actions. He won't just talk about how much he cares. He'll show you, day in and day out, in the little things that often go unnoticed. See, real love isn't built in grand gestures or perfectly planned moments. It's built in reliability. It's in the way he checks in when he knows you've had a rough day. It's how he remembers the small things you said weeks ago and brings them up just to show he's been listening. It's in how he keeps showing up even when the excitement fades, even when life gets messy, even when it's not convenient. Because love that lasts isn't convenient, it's committed. And here's the thing, consistency isn't about perfection. It's not about doing everything right all the time. It's about doing your best to stay present when it would be easier to walk away. It's choosing to communicate instead of shutting down. It's choosing to show up even when you're tired, even when you're frustrated, even when you're not at your best. When a man truly loves you, he doesn't disappear when things get uncomfortable. He leans in. He doesn't just want the parts of you that are easy to love. He wants to understand the parts that are complicated too. Consistency builds safety. It tells you, you can trust me, I'm not going anywhere. Because when someone is consistent, you start to breathe easier. You stop waiting for the other shoe to drop. You stop wondering if you're too much or not enough. You stop performing for love because you realize you don't have to earn it. It's already being given freely, quietly, in every moment he chooses to stay. But let's be honest, consistency is hard. It takes discipline. It takes maturity. And not every man is ready for that kind of love. Some men love with intensity, but not longevity. They burn bright, but they fade fast. A man who truly loves you understands that love isn't a spark, it's a steady flame. It's not about how loud he can love you one day. It's about how long he can keep showing up with that same care, that same effort, even when life isn't exciting. You'll notice the difference when he's consistent. You won't find yourself overanalyzing texts or doubting his intentions. His energy won't confuse you, it'll calm you. His presence won't make you anxious, it'll give you peace. Because love that's real doesn't make you chase it. It meets you halfway. It's predictable in the best way possible. You'll know what to expect, not because it's boring, but because it's safe. And safety, that's the foundation of every real connection. And here's the truth most people overlook. Consistency is love in motion. It's love with follow-through. It's love that doesn't need to be announced because it's already being lived. It's in the good morning text that comes even after a small disagreement the night before. It's in the steady tone he uses when he could have chosen silence. It's in how he doesn't give up when communication gets tough. That's the kind of consistency that speaks louder than 1,000 I love yous. When a man truly loves you, he'll make sure you feel it, not just hear it. He won't be perfect, but he'll be intentional. He won't always have the right words, but he'll always make the effort. And over time, that effort becomes the most beautiful thing you can rely on. Because love isn't proven in what he promises to do tomorrow. It's in what he keeps doing today. That's how you'll know his love is real. Not because he said he loves you once, but because he keeps showing you, again and again. When a man truly loves you, one of the clearest signs isn't how much he talks, it's how he listens. Because anyone can listen to reply, but it takes real love to listen to understand, to actually hear you, to catch not just the words coming out of your mouth, but the meaning underneath them, the emotions, the fears, the little pauses that tell more truth than sentences ever could. You can feel the difference when someone's really listening. Their eyes soften, their body language quiets down. They're not waiting for their turn to speak or trying to win the argument. They're trying to understand your heart. And that's rare, because most people hear just to defend themselves, to prove a point, or to protect their ego. But when a man loves you, he puts that ego aside. He knows that understanding you is more valuable than being right. Listening with love is more than just hearing words. It's creating a safe space for them. It's saying, you don't have to hide. You don't have to fix your feelings before you share them. You can just be you, and I'll be here to listen. That kind of listening builds connection. It softens walls that life might have built. It makes you feel like your emotions matter, like your voice carries weight. And in a world that's loud and impatient, that's one of the most healing things a person can give. There's something powerful about being heard without being judged. When a man listens with love, he doesn't rush to fix what's wrong. He doesn't make you feel dramatic or too emotional. He doesn't use your vulnerability against you later. Instead, he protects it. He holds it with care. He makes you feel seen and safe enough to open up again next time. Because love isn't about solving everything. It's about being present through everything. And maybe that's what love really sounds like. It's quiet, it's calm, it's steady. You can tell when a man is truly listening because you stop feeling like you have to fight to be understood. You stop repeating yourself. You stop shrinking your truth to make it easier for him to handle. You just breathe because you know he's there with you, not just physically, but emotionally. His silence doesn't feel cold. It feels supportive. His presence fills the room with reassurance. Now, it's important to say that listening doesn't mean agreeing with everything. It means respecting where you're coming from, even if he sees it differently. A man who loves you doesn't dismiss your feelings with logic or tell you you're overreacting. He listens long enough to see it through your eyes. He asks questions, not to corner you, but to connect with you. That's how you know his love is emotionally mature, because he values understanding over winning. And here's something a lot of people miss. The way someone listens to you in hard moments reveals how they'll love you in everyday life. If he can stay calm when you're emotional, patient when you're upset, and attentive when you're quiet, that's emotional safety. That's love built on trust, not control. Because he's not listening to fix you. He's listening to know you. Love that listens changes everything. It softens the sharp edges of communication. It turns arguments into understanding. It replaces tension with teamwork. When a man truly loves you, he doesn't want to win a fight. He wants to win you back after the fight. And that starts with listening. Because real love doesn't shout to be heard. It listens so deeply that you don't have to. When a man truly loves you, he doesn't hold you back. He pushes you forward. He doesn't see your growth as a threat. He sees it as something beautiful, something worth cheering for. Because love isn't about ownership, it's about partnership. It's not about keeping someone the same. It's about watching them become everything they're meant to be and still choosing them as they change. You'll notice the difference when a man supports your growth. He doesn't get uncomfortable when you start setting boundaries, when you speak with more confidence, or when you chase something that once intimidated you. He doesn't make you feel guilty for evolving or for outgrowing old versions of yourself. Instead, he's proud. He claps for you not just when you succeed, but when you try. Because he understands that your personal growth isn't a threat to his place in your life. It's a reflection of how strong your bond really is. A man who loves you deeply knows that real love gives freedom, not fear. He doesn't want to control you. He wants to see you. He wants to know your dreams, your goals, the things that light you up, even if they don't involve him. He's not intimidated by your independence, because he knows that love doesn't require dependence. It requires respect. He respects your drive. He respects your voice. And even if your ambitions take you in a direction that challenges the comfort of the relationship, he'll find ways to support you instead of holding you back. That kind of love feels different. You can breathe in it. You can grow in it. You don't have to dim your light just to make someone else comfortable, because he's not trying to be the center of your world. He's trying to walk beside you as you both build a bigger one. That's the kind of man who understands that loving someone isn't about keeping them small. It's about giving them the space to expand, and supporting your growth doesn't always mean cheering from the sidelines. Sometimes it means he challenges you in the right ways. He asks questions that make you think. He encourages you to keep going when you doubt yourself. He tells you the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, because he'd rather see you grow than stay stuck in what's easy. And he does all of that with gentleness, not criticism, with care, not control. There's something incredibly powerful about being loved like that. When someone truly believes in you, it changes how you see yourself. You start standing taller, speaking louder, moving with more confidence, not because they gave you that strength, but because they reminded you it was already there. Love like that doesn't clip your wings. It teaches you how to fly higher. But the real test comes when your growth doesn't directly benefit him. When your schedule gets busier, your focus shifts, or your success starts to shine a little brighter. That's when you see what kind of love it really is. A man who truly loves you won't guilt you for it. He won't compete with your progress or make you choose between your dreams and your relationship. He'll be proud to see you step into your power because he knows your growth doesn't take away from his. It adds to both of you. Because real love doesn't shrink in the presence of strength. It grows alongside it. That's the kind of love that lasts, the kind that celebrates your evolution instead of resisting it. Because when a man truly loves you, he doesn't just fall for who you are today. He falls for every version of you you're becoming. You can always tell the depth of someone's love by how they handle conflict. Because when things are good, it's easy to be kind, patient, and affectionate. But when emotions rise, when words get sharp, and when silence feels heavy, that's where real love shows up. When a man truly loves you, he chooses accountability over ego. He doesn't let pride destroy what connection built. He doesn't need to be right more than he needs to make things right. In a world where so many people run from responsibility, accountability has become rare. It takes strength to look in the mirror and admit, yeah, I could have handled that better. But a man who truly loves you isn't afraid to face his flaws. He doesn't point fingers to protect his image. He takes a step back, breathes, and owns his part of the problem. Because to him, your peace matters more than proving a point. He understands that saying "I'm sorry" isn't weakness. It's emotional maturity. You'll notice it in the way he communicates. Even in heated moments, he's careful with his tone. He doesn't weaponize your insecurities or bring up the past to win an argument. He listens even when it's uncomfortable because he values connection over control. He doesn't shut down to punish you or walk away to create fear. Instead, he stays, not because it's easy, but because he knows love can't grow in silence. It grows through understanding. When a man truly loves you, he sees disagreement as an opportunity, not a battle. He knows that conflict doesn't mean the relationship is broken. It means there's something worth protecting. He wants to fix the issue, not the blame. He doesn't just say, "I'll do better." He actually changes his behavior, because accountability isn't in the apology, it's in the consistency that follows. And over time, that's what builds trust. The kind that can weather storms and still feel safe after. Ego will always whisper, "Don't back down, don't admit you're wrong, don't lose control." But love says, "Pause, listen, choose peace over pride." A man who loves you doesn't view humility as defeat. He knows that choosing understanding doesn't mean he's weak, it means he's strong enough to put love before his own ego. He's not interested in winning the fight if it means losing you. And that kind of accountability changes the energy in a relationship. Instead of tension, there's teamwork. Instead of walking on eggshells, there's honesty. You start to feel safe expressing yourself because you know he won't throw it back at you later. You start to trust him not just with your heart, but with your truth. And that's where real intimacy begins, not in the moments of laughter or attraction, but in the moments of repair, when both of you can look at the mess and say, "We're still on the same side." There's something incredibly grounding about being loved by someone who can admit when they're wrong. It builds emotional safety. It builds respect. It teaches you that love isn't about perfection. It's about accountability, effort, and growth. Because no matter how much chemistry or connection you share, without accountability, love becomes unstable. But with it, even the hardest moments turn into opportunities to grow closer. When a man truly loves you, his pride takes a back seat to your peace. He'll protect the relationship, even if it means humbling himself. He'll fight for the connection, not against it. Because at the end of the day, love doesn't need to win, it needs to heal. When a man truly loves you, he doesn't just protect you from the world. He protects you from chaos, confusion, and emotional exhaustion. He guards your peace like it's something sacred, because to him it is. Love that's real doesn't bring noise into your life. It brings calm. It doesn't drain you. It restores you. You can feel it in your body when someone loves you right. You sleep easier. You breathe deeper. You stop doubting yourself every 5 minutes, because love that's peaceful doesn't make you question your worth. It reminds you of it. A man who truly loves you understands that protecting your energy isn't about control or possession. It's about respect. It's about being mindful of how his words, actions, and presence affect you. He pays attention to your emotional space, not just your physical one. He knows when you need to talk, but he also knows when you need quiet. He doesn't push his needs ahead of yours when you're already carrying the weight of the world. He gives you room to rest without guilt, to recharge without feeling like you're letting him down. You'll notice this kind of love in the small, steady moments. He'll be the calm in your storm, not another reason for it. He won't raise his voice to prove a point or use silence as punishment. He won't make you walk on eggshells just to keep the peace. Because real peace doesn't come from avoiding conflict. It comes from knowing that even in disagreement, you're safe, that he won't tear you down to make himself feel powerful, that he won't make you question if love has conditions attached to it. And protecting your energy goes deeper than just how he treats you. It's also about how he carries himself around you. He manages his own emotions instead of dumping them on you. He's aware of the energy he brings into the room. If he's upset, he doesn't make you pay for it. If he's frustrated, he communicates instead of shutting you out. That's emotional responsibility. That's maturity. Because when a man truly loves you, he doesn't let his storms drown your peace. There's a quiet strength in a man who knows how to protect what he loves without trying to control it. He's not jealous every time you shine. He's not threatened when you have your own voice, your own space, your own dreams. He doesn't compete with your happiness. He contributes to it. And because of that, you start to feel lighter. You start to trust more. You stop guessing your emotions because he's consistent in how he handles them. That steadiness becomes one of the most comforting things about being loved by him. You'll also see how he protects your energy in how he shows up when you're struggling. He doesn't rush you to feel better or tell you to just move on. He gives you the grace to feel, to process, to heal at your own pace. He's patient with your silence. He's gentle with your triggers. He doesn't shame you for being human. And when you do fall apart, he doesn't see it as weakness. He sees it as a moment to stand beside you and remind you that you're not alone. Love like that feels safe because it's grounded. It's the kind of love that helps you grow without pressure and rest without fear. You won't have to wonder if he'll still love you on your bad days, because his love isn't conditional on your mood or your mistakes. He doesn't just protect your body or your heart. He protects your energy. And when you find that kind of love, you'll know it, because it won't feel heavy. It'll feel like peace. The truest measure of love isn't found in the moments you share together. It's found in what happens when you're not around. When a man truly loves you, his loyalty doesn't need an audience. It shows up quietly in the choices he makes when no one is watching, in the words he uses when your name comes up in a room you're not in. Real love doesn't disappear when you walk out the door. It stays steady, respectful, and loyal, even in your absence. Because love that only exists when it's convenient, when you're right there to see it, isn't love, it's performance. A man who truly loves you doesn't need to prove his loyalty. He lives it. He's not one person with you and someone else when you're gone. You don't have to worry about what he's doing, who he's talking to, or what he's saying, because his character remains the same whether you're beside him or miles away. His love doesn't waver with distance. It deepens with trust. You can feel it when someone's love is genuine even when you're apart. He checks in, not out of obligation, but out of care. He remembers the small things you mentioned, not because he's trying to earn points, but because he actually listens. And when he talks about you, he does it with pride, not possession. He honors your name in your absence. That's how you know his love isn't built on appearances. It's built on integrity. Loving someone in their absence means staying true even when no one would know if you didn't. It's choosing to protect their heart even when temptation or opportunity could make it easy not to. It's about respect. It's about being emotionally faithful, not just physically, because loyalty isn't only about where he goes. It's about where his mind and heart stay anchored. A man who truly loves you doesn't flirt with the idea of what if, because he's already sure of who he wants, and it's not just about loyalty in the romantic sense. It's also about how he speaks of you when you're not there to defend yourself. When he's with friends, when disagreements happen, when life gets stressful, does he still honor you? Does he protect your reputation, your dignity, your peace? A man who truly loves you won't let the world hear a version of you that isn't kind or fair. He covers your name in grace because he values your presence in his life more than he values winning approval from others. Love that lasts doesn't demand constant proximity. It thrives on trust, on knowing that even in silence, even in distance, the connection is still respected. When a man loves you deeply, he doesn't need to be reminded to act like it. His love naturally shows up in how he carries you in his thoughts and in his actions. He honors the relationship when no one's looking, because for him, integrity doesn't need witnesses. And that kind of love, quiet, steady, faithful, gives you peace. You stop feeling the need to check, to question, to overthink. You start to rest in the confidence that what you have is built on honesty, not habit. You begin to trust the silence between the moments together because you know it's filled with love, not uncertainty. That's when you realize love isn't about constant reassurance. It's about consistent respect. Because when a man truly loves you, he loves you beyond your presence. He protects your heart when you're not there to see it. He stays loyal when no one would know if he didn't. And that kind of love, the love that stays true in the unseen moments, is the kind that never fades.